Alright, today we're going to take a look at the two mini-cons. These are from the mini-con deployers from the Robots in Disguise cartoon series that's going on right now. And today we're going to take a look at Slipstream, who you see right in front of me, and then Sawback. So we'll take a look at both of these today. We'll look at the little pieces, how they fit on them, how they work with the deployer, and then how they actually make the special figure from the Wave 1, which you also need the two Decepticons for as well, which is really a very cool gimmicky idea from Hasbro. In the fact that I'll try to make you buy all four of them, because if you can't really make it without. So it's a pretty cool little idea. These are $4.99, so they're pretty cheap, and there's not a lot much to them, but let's go ahead and take a look. So first guy is going to be Slipstream, and we'll do both of these in this review. So this is Slipstream. There is tape along the sides here, so instead of just ripping the whole thing open, you can pull off the tape along here and along these sides, and then get your fingers in to take this out. You know, because you know they all come on here. So they come originally with this guy. He's stuck there in the middle, except I think he's all pulled out. But anyway, yeah, so he's stuck there in the middle, and you can pull the rest of the pieces off, kind of like you're building a model. So like the other ones, the coloring on the front is way different than the coloring of the actual figure. It looks nothing like him. I mean, absolutely nothing like him. These little orange things sticking out, nowhere there. You know, he's got red and black. No, this guy just has red in places and black in places. He's got the same face, but that's about it. So for all the rest of these things, for this Robots in Disguise, paint apps are really lacking. He's got some good detail in him on the plastic, but their paint apps are they're not there at all. So what's kind of annoying is the instructions are really tiny, and then if you look up here, it's also really tiny where you put the things, but you can pretty much figure it out because each place you put something has a different shaped hole. So you can see this one right here is a total rectangle. This one's a rectangle, but it's got two little pieces off to the side, to the left and right. See if you can get that. See there, it's got these little notches off to the side, and then, you know, like his head is tiny. So this is the destroyer. I'm going to go ahead and transform. I'm going to go ahead and put him in his car mode, because that's the easiest way to show these and how they go. And there's a video I already have up of him on how to do his transformation, which is pretty straightforward. So let me just get that quick. I should have had him already done, but he's a piece of cake. It's not like it's going to take me any time to do. Okay, so that's the car. Go ahead and tab in this, and then this. Same on the other side. This, and then that. There you go. So there we go. You got him as the car. So now, let's go ahead and move this off. So again, this is Slipstream. Now Slipstream, you can go ahead and squish them together. Remember, when they are out like this, they really don't have any posability. There's really nothing else they can do except stick out like this, which is probably why they give you all these little kibble pieces of, you know, shiny plastic, and it's all translucent plastic, so it really does add a lot. So again, really no paint apps. You got some paint apps for the face and like a little red here with its horns, but that's about it. Obviously you have a little gimmicky sticker in the middle, and on the back you can see it's just black and red plastic. So if we put them together, go ahead and put them in this guy. Let's see, he goes this way. So you can see he fits in there nice and well. Now remember, the reason I'm doing both the Autobots is because the Autobots have a different shape than the Decepticons do. So if I fold this Decepticon together, you can see that he has more of a torpedo type shape to him. And that's the same with all of them. This guy as well, if you push him together, and the tail folds underneath, you can see he has the same. So you can only use Autobots with Autobots and Decepticons with Decepticons, which I'll show at a later date. So you can see this guy fires pretty good. It's cute, cool little toy. It's kind of like Beyblade, I guess, in a respect. So let's go ahead and put him, let's put all of his junk on him and see him in his kind of a samurai mode. So this is a kind of like a lion's head, maybe a tiger's head, and this will go straight onto him, but this is also the head of, and you can see that just fits straight in there. You just push it straight on, and you can see here that his little I guess there's grooves inside this orange piece that his head fits into to hold it together. Anyway, this becomes the face of the combined figure from the other people. This is also part of the combined figure. It's not really needed on him. There's a little triangle right here. It goes right here, upside down like this. Adds a little bulk to the back, but it's really not necessary. It is necessary for the hindquarters of the tiger, whatever you're making. All right, the shields, again, as I mentioned before, you look at the shape of here and it goes in here. Now this is kind of loose. These are two pieces of plastic that come together, so they don't form the strongest bond. And it really comes out of there fairly easy, so you got to be careful when you're moving him around because it will pop out. All right, so you got these in. Let's go ahead and put in the flames. Again, the flame looks like this, so that means you're going to put it right. Where do they go? Oh yeah, flames go off to the side, up like this on his shoulder. I had to put the white paper because this guy and Sawback, you can barely see his things right here. They're yellow, so we obviously need the white paper to show them up, to get them to show up a little better. You know, I'm a little upset that my diorama can't be used fully, but whatever. So you can see he looks pretty cool like this. Again, he's got the swords, which can either go like this in him. Let's see, that piece goes right there. So the swords can either attach like that, or you can actually, we'll just leave that off, or you can hold them like this. And obviously when he's going to be in when his robot mode like this, and you're going to want him to pretty much be holding those pieces. Because by holding them, he looks a little more cooler and a little more hip in terms of the guy. However, when you want to go ahead and put him in for the shooting, you know, for the deployer, he will deploy like this, but you can't have him holding because his hands are there. So I'm just going to leave these guys. I'll put that one on, but they just keep falling off and they're really bothering me. So what you do then is you put them like this, so they point forward. And that's one thing I like about all these. Again, back with the our normal Transformers these days, they can hold all of their weapons while they are in the deployer mode. So I'm just going to leave these off because they continually fall off and really aggravate me. So I always find it easier to push in with my finger. Again, you can see here that now that he's in there with all of his stuff on him. All right, so it actually holds up quite well. So you can put everything on him and then you can deploy him. So that's pretty cool. I like the fact that they can hold all of their gear while they're in the deployer. So that's pretty cool. All right, so let's get him back here, give him back his swords, and then we'll take a look at Sawback. Okay, so let's set him right there. Again, so that was Slipstream, and now we're going to take a look at Sawback. Sawback is pretty cool. Sawback is a wolf. So the way to open this guy up is you just really look for where the head is. You can lift on this little thing right here. If you try to pull the legs, you're going to probably break it. It's not the really way it wants to open. Pull up here off to the top, and then he just unwinds kind of like a wolf that's asleep or something. And that's him. He stands quite well. Let's see his box. So again, here's his box. You can see he's got all this yellow spikes, which his little pieces are yellow, but they definitely look much different than that. He does not have an Autobot. You can see he's got that little Autobot logo there. Well, he's got nothing right here. Yeah, I mean, absolutely nothing. The paint apps on these guys suck. I mean, look at that nice paint app that they could have put on right there with the Autobot logo. Did nothing. Hugely disappointing in my opinion. So again, you can see which way he's going to fold together because all of his stuff is sticking forward. So let's go ahead and do that as well. Take a look at him. So he's got this little topper with some extra fangs. It just fits on the top over his mouth like that. He's got these. If you look at it like this is actually going to be a leg for the secret extra creature, but it is not a leg for him at all. It is, let's see if we can find a little piece here. Yes, so you see there's a little hole right here with a flat side. That's where this is, except I got it on the wrong side. You can always tell if they're facing the wrong way. So you can see it goes like that. It's kind of like supposed to be a gun, I guess. You can see the kind of a gun looking here. put this one on this other side. Okay. All right. Now, got this guy, which goes on the end of his tail, like that. So you got some little spiky there. And then last but not least, you can see he's got a little groove right up here. That's where these guys go. And that's the wrong side. Maybe I did it on the right side. That can't be right. Let me double check. Okay, so they should be fitting in like this. That was right. What do you know? So put that in. Again, these guys, they are just held in by simply sticking them in the holes, so they definitely fall off a lot. But it does add a lot of little more cool stuff to him. So you can see he's got now all of his weapons sticking out towards the front. If you go ahead and close them in, this is a small enough piece on his head. It is supposed to close in, but it has a hard time. You can see it really doesn't stay down all the way like it did before. But it's still enough. If we put this guy in, it's still enough to go ahead and put him, there you go, lost part of his thing, to put him in and be able to fire him off. So it's pretty cool. All right, so let's go ahead and build the free guy. So you want to take the legs off him. This guy, for Slipstream, you want the head and you want this little backpack piece. And then from the other two figures, we've got Dragonus, which is this guy right here. You're going to take two more legs from him. And then you've got Dive Bomb, which is this guy. And we're going to take, it's like a middle two other pieces, and they actually go together. I've already made this. So first thing you're going to do is you can see this piece together. It's a flat piece. Let's go ahead and break it apart so you can see everything. Okay, so these are two separate pieces. You go ahead and just push them together and they form one. This goes in here for his head. Okay. Now I don't like the yellow up here, especially if you look, the yellow is a little bit, it depends which one you want. Let's go ahead and put this together first. So then there's this other two piece, and it looks like, if you look at them here, it looks like they are not lined up correctly, but they actually are. You can see there's a zigzag pattern here as well. So you put those in, and you have the body. Now, for me personally, I think the purple parts look bigger, so I would put them in the back. And there's a hole here and the tab here. So you put that in. Put this guy in. And of course there's wave 2 coming, which does this as well, and you make a shark with wave 2. So how cool is that? So that's pretty neat. You get this extra guy, and you know what? He, ironically, for as little gimmicky as he has more posability, because you can't move the arms and legs on the other guys. So you can actually make this guy look like he's walking. Let's see, where am I going wrong? Yeah, so you can make this guy look like he's walking. Kind of like that, which is very, very different than these other ones, because these actual other guys, they are not posable at all. So here you go. Here's the guys. Here's what we just looked at today. Obviously, if you grab this guy, he comes with him, and I just did a thing on him. So if you want to get Drift, who's the deployer, again, this guy, I can't remember his name, but none of his parts go into the Lion. So you don't have to worry about him for being part of this. But if you want to deploy them, then you gotta get the Autobot deployer. Cannot, again, do the Autobots with the Decepticon. All right, so that's pretty cool. They're all right. I guess I like them for the price. I'm not a huge fan of this series of toys. I think they kind of crapped out and made them too kiddie, and they didn't put a lot of paint apps or anything. But you know what? If they're not catering to us, they're not catering to us. Anyway, if you have any comments or questions, go ahead and put them on the YouTube page, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Please like and subscribe to this station. Thanks. Bye.